Welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on January the 15th. Morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Now, just starting today, a lot of people and feedback coming from Saudi Arabia. It's the Future Metals Forum out there. Everybody gets very excited about it. They put on quite a show. A lot of big names turn up. A lot of what I describe as big announcements are made. Everyone goes, it's amazing. But I'm not sure actually quite how much business gets done there. And you can't have a drink either. Makes it harder. Because we've got Indaba coming up. It's late. It's a week later than normal, so it's early Feb. And then, of course, PDAC, which is probably a little bit earlier than normal as well, which starts at the end of Feb, so very close together. So lots and lots of conferences going on. Also, yesterday was an extraordinary day in the tin market where the price went absolutely ballistic. I think most people know we're pretty close followers of tin, mainly because there's so much tin in Cornwall. But it's trading at the moment, I think it's moving around all over the place. I think it's trading at about $53,000, Paul, isn't it? I probably watched.
Yes, it's been awfully volatile. This price swing yesterday of at least $12,000 a ton. So
yeah, no, it was up above sort of 60 at one stage, I think. And I mean, there's even talk of it going to $100,000. It is extraordinary, and it's obviously very good news for anybody who's got tin. And Cornwall does have an awful lot of tin. Maybe worth noting, Tungsten West actually put out an announcement today. I think it came out at about 17 minutes past 8, which is most unusual timing and sort of tells you an awful lot about the company. I don't know. I've got to be careful what I say. But it's basically saying that the posting of the circular and notice of the general meeting, the circular and the general meeting obviously is to approve two things. One obviously is the issue of, it's about 500 million B shares, additional B shares, to Lansdowne, Drakewood and Henry Maxey. It has actually been reduced slightly. But I think that's because they're getting more A shares. It's very complicated to work out actually how many shares there are in issue. That's one of the problems that this company has got at the moment, and why it trades in truth lower than it should be for what is going on down there. Because again, don't forget the Tungsten West. It's not just tungsten; it has 20% of it is tin. They're actually also suggesting that the board and management get an additional 10% of the company under option, which to me sounds actually really rather high. I wish they hadn't gone for such a high number, because I think people are starting to realise there's just so many shares in issue and everybody just gets diluted down. I totally appreciate that if you're successful, you should get rewarded. This company doesn't have a huge track record of success. I don't mind people being rewarded at all, but I think that's a rather high number of options in my view. But there again, who cares what I say? Right, Paul, what results have we got today?
Oh, quite a bit of different pieces of news out there. We had Q4 and operational highlights out from Serabi Gold. They're looking, the Brazil gold producer quoted on the London market. Quarterly gold production was at 11,500 ounces for a 15% increase on Q4 of last year. Full annual gold production was 44,000 ounces, just over, and that's an 18% increase on last year. Development in the quarter also came in at 4,500 meters of underground activity. That's a 45% improvement on Q4. So, and the cash held came to at the end of December at $49 million. That is with a further $5 million that they received just after year end on the 2nd of January. So net cash now standing at $42 million. They also released 2026 production guidance for at least 53,000 ounces for the year. So as you can see, these record numbers are showing that ore sorting that they had adopted last year is actually doing what it's supposed to do: improve the mill grade and increase the profit margin, you would say.
Very good. Keep going, Paul.
Yep, we also had Caledonia Mining had put out a statement that they were going to raise $100 million worth of capital in convertible notes, and then within minutes they had revised that because of strong demand to be $125 million. That's a 5.8% coupon, and its money is specifically is going to go toward the development works on the capex for the new Bilboes mine there in Zimbabwe. The estimate of build out on Bilboes is at the current time something in the order of over 130 million. So this capital will largely cover most all of that capex for them for Bilboes. We also had news out from Mkango Resources that they have an official opening today in Birmingham on their Hypromag pilot plant operation up there for the recycling of rare earths. So that puts the UK into the realm of commercial producers as far as a nation is concerned for recycled magnet rare earth material. So well done to those guys. And we hope it's just the beginning of what will be several plants, as they already have announced earlier this week across the United States as well. And finally, for me, Anglo Asian also put out news on their production statement for their copper gold operations in Azerbaijan. They did stumble a little bit and didn't quite make the copper guidance they had hoped for in the revised guidance for the full year. That because of a mill breakdown at the Demirli mill, which is one of the newer operations they've started up. But it'll be operational by Q1 of 2020, or here in this new quarter with the repairs to it. Gold production was at the low end of guidance for the full year at between 25 and 28,000 ounces. So they have had a little bit of a stumble here, but it seems to be temporary from what we can see, because the copper output overall was up by 94% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So onward and upward, but we'll see how they do in the next quarter.
Very good. Let's go out and see what another day of volatility somewhere. So we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.